tooling summit, which is very essential and need of our. I'm very happy mainly because of the fact that we are looking at the next decade of progress, having positive frame of mind in putting the pandemic behind us and focus on the development. This tooling industry, which was one of the industry dominated by southeast and far eastern countries, this activity had moved over to China in between from 2000 to 2015. The growth was gradual, but the last 5 years was very dynamic in India. The growth of the industry is very dynamic. Presently, there is a cusp of change. Dependency on East is reducing to the great extent. Mainly, here the process overrides the price. The potential to transform life chain of manufacturing is very important. We have to use the overseas technology, utilize the local institutions to train the manpower. Government is ready to support and is very enabling. Fundamental need is to upgrade the skills. Upgrading the skills is very important. Most of the overseas tooling industry we find that are manned by Indians. So when they are able to manage in other countries, why can't they manage within India? So mainly our industry has being price consciousness and be audacious for going to higher magnitude machinery and challenge the likes of China. Here, I would like to bring to the kind notice of all the participants that Honorable Minister of MSME, by his initiative, has facilitated MSME Fund in the name of SRI, Self-Reliant India Fund, which would squarely address these challenges, give them a thrust to break their barriers, encourage corporatization, and allow them to go to their full inherent potential with government intervention. The SRI, the Self-Reliant India Fund scheme, would be able to channelize diverse variety of funds into underserved MSMEs and address the growth needs of viable and high growth MSMEs. SRI fund in the form of fund of funds will be oriented towards providing funding support to the daughter funds for onward provision to MSMEs as a growth capital in the form of equity or quasi-equity for enhancing equity like financing to MSMEs and listing of MSMEs on stock exchanges, supporting faster growth of MSME business and thereby ignite the economy and create employment opportunities. Supporting enterprises which have the potential to graduate beyond the MSME bracket and become the national and international champions by supporting MSMEs which help making India self-reliant by produce relevant technologies, goods and services. The MSME sector definitely is an economic indicator. For a business people, potential is exciting. That potential to be realized needs a supportive framework, be it infrastructure, be it technology, be it policies, and the stakeholders. NSIC has been playing a very active role in this domain. It gives all such potential MSMEs that awareness and know-how to orient themselves in their business towards futuristic opportunity. Coordinating closely have laid the platform through its various initiatives. NSIC, by coordinating closely with all the stakeholders, and laid the platform through its various initiatives in all areas of requirement. NSIC tries to involve itself to the best possible extent under its given mandate. There are other new verticals we are trying to bring in this so that NSIC can facilitate every such need of industry, be it capital equipment, credit, raw material, inputs, marketing support, which would be more dwelled upon by my colleague Srivatsan. He will explain all the schemes of Ministry of MSME and NSIC in detail. So I request all the participants to avail the schemes and services of NSIC and the Ministry of MSME and to develop their industry and progress in their endeavors. And I would like all the members of TAGMA to avail the schemes and be a partner in their growth, not in their profit. I thank once again TAGMA for giving me this opportunity. I thank one and all. I wish everybody all the best. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Can I can I go on? Good afternoon. Thank you, sir, for those prelude about NSIC and the magnum opus what NSIC is, and which you have given about the latest happenings of NSIC. Now, I take over the mantle, and I would like to delve into what NSIC, as sir has been mentioning, the various initiatives that NSIC has taken, and many of you from the industry would already be associated with us in various domains and various areas. So NSIC has it's like a one-stop shop for any MSc. We are a household name for as far as the MSME sectors are concerned. It's both in the input and output stages. NSIC tries to support any aspiring or an existing MSME with various kinds of supports. So I'll just, given the paucity of time, I'll just run through the various services which NSIC is offering. To begin with, NSIC, as earlier, many old generation entrepreneurs who have been with us for quite some time know we were pioneers in hire purchase and term loan and capital lending activity. So to begin with that, growing on with that, NSIC has dovetailed its services, and we have now addressing that capital requirement of any MSc. We have entered into a tie-up with various bankers under a scheme called loan syndication or a bank tie-up scheme, where we have an MOUs with over 20 banks. And given all the nationalized bank, we have an arrangement with them. The intention is to increase the access of credit, be it any capital or a short-term or a long-term requirement for any aspiring entrepreneur. We try to meet those requirements, and we tie up with these bankers, and we also use our rich experience in the documentation and other aspects to handhold the MSMEs, and we become that platform for any MSME to get that increased access for credit with any financial institution, and all the nationalized bank and even scheduled and private banks are also in the frame with us. In fact, as we all know, this also increases the probability of a sanction for the MSCs, because many times the MSCs may not have the wherewithal to address the documentation requirements. We try to step in and we help them also. So we also, in fact, support MSMEs in changing their banks in for arranging for a takeover of limits from one bank to other. If for some reason one bank is handicapped or constrained not to meet the excess requirements of the units, we try to take them out to other bankers who may be able to address such requirements. So this is a bank tie-up service which we have come up with. Apart from that, once we mentioned capital equipment, one interesting thing is that sir was mentioning during this thing, we have come out with various new verticals. In that, one important vertical which we have recently launched, in fact, it is one of our COVID initiatives. Also, we can say that it is a machine selling service scheme which we have come up. Normally, NSIC has been into various aggregation services. Machine selling is one important aspect where we thought we should be enabling the MSME. So, a lot of machine tools and a lot of such capital requirements for technology upgradation is required. As he was mentioning in his deliberation now, he said that the MSMEs have to be very aggressive. Now, we cannot be confined to just what traditionally we have been doing, and we have to look way beyond what we have been doing if we have to meet out the challenges. And tool and die is the base of any core engineering industry, or be it whatever nature of industry. This is a base on which the entire industry is built upon. So there, any aspiring entrepreneurs, any industry who want to go and procure new machineries, we thought we can become that platform because of our heritage in this capital industry, and we thought we can channelize quality machines at competitive rates. So it is a win-win situation for the procuring MSCs also. We also try to give a competitive rates to the MSCs, and the suppliers are also having a comfortable base on which they can market their machineries all through the country through NSIC. So this is one service which many may not be aware, which was launched recently. In fact, the added advantage is that we are also trying to, there where there are financial assistance is required for procuring such machinery. This is all term loan requirements would be huge. So we use, because we have this already loan syndication and tie-up arrangement existing, we try to use that channel to support MSEs in procuring their machinery. We also try to arrange for loans and credit requirements so that they get this benefit also. So once they go from capital equipment procurement, all the CLCS and all those subsidies are also applied. So that is a big advantage which people can take up. Now, moving on from once the machinery and capital requirements are taken care, the operational cycle is a big challenge for any operating industry. The operational cost, the major cost is our raw material procurement. In raw material, NSIC it's one of the flagship services which is being offered. There are two phases of the raw material thing. One is that we are into distribution, where we have a steel allocation, where we try to source raw materials on cost-to-cost basis and ensure that the material is given to the MSEs at a very cost-effective rates. In fact, the point is that we act as a single purchaser or a single bulk procurer for the MSEs, and we channelize all the discounts which we receive to the smallest of enterprises or entrepreneurs, so that they get the benefits of bulk procurement advantage. So not only limited to that, we are also supporting with credit. Many times the working capital limits which the bankers give may not be sufficient. So government as a supplementary resource, we are also providing some additional credit support to the MSEs, and where they can tap their unutilized non-fund based limits and utilize it for having economics of operation, and even for example, some units we make a cash purchase, they can get some discount, cash discount benefits. Apart from that, government is giving up to 6 months of credit period also, so they can vis-a-vis see a discount benefit and a credit benefit. So it adds on to the profitability of an enterprise, which is the bottom line, which is what is presently required for any aspiring entrepreneur. So when I said raw material distribution, we are into steel, and we have a tie-up with Nalco for aluminium, where we deal with wire rods and ingots. So not that just that, we are in fact open to even other kinds of materials. We are open to suppliers who can come across, and we can enter into an MOU, and we can explore such opportunities for any bulk procurements that are required in any kind of engineering or any other materials that are required. So that is a big SOP which is being offered by the government through NSIC for the raw material procurement. Now moving on from raw material procurement, one other major area where we are intervening, or we can call many of the industries as players, we are supporting enterprise for enabling supplies to government department. Everybody would be aware of registration with NSIC. NSIC is a synonymous word we can always call as registration. So this is a scheme called Single Point Stores Purchase Program, where we register micro and small enterprise. I repeat, it is micro and small enterprise who are eligible for registration with NSIC. And in fact, we have recently opened up, it is not just units need to come to us, we have also gone online, where units can upload the documents and look for registrations online also. And we try to facilitate the inspection, everything. So it is going more online now, and it is alleviating the process of registration. For those who are not aware of the benefits of registration, if you are registered with the NSIC, the major benefit is that you are waived off the payment of earnest money deposited in the tenders. Any government procurement requires go through tenders. We are required to pay the earnest money deposit. So if you are registered with NSIC, you are waived off paying that EMD. So it's an opportunity onto itself. See, even 2 or 3 departments out of 10 are giving that benefit. It is that much of an opportunity for MSMEs to explore. So I would really urge the MSEs to look at this as a tool for you to effectively tap the governmental markets. And in fact, there is a public procurement policy in place, which is now at 25% of the procurement, government's procurement, has to be through this MSME sector. So it is a big time opportunity, which I would urge the members to really look into and tap. So there is a third party inspection, and the process is also that simple. All the formats are in place. So you can just go online to our website and choose the branch which is nearest to you and get yourself enrolled. So this is one opportunity as far as the marketing support is concerned with NSIC. So if you have any doubts, broadly speaking, considering again the paucity of time, I think I've just touched upon the various services which you could expect of NSIC, or actually you can call upon and talk to us also. Any such queries, you are welcome to the nearest branch, and you can go to our website. All our contact details are given. We'll be much more obliged and happy to serve you out. Thank you so much. Any queries? We are there to take. Yeah. Do we have any queries? Any of those topics which you have spoken? I think register, and in fact, I would also mention there is a informatory service, because the e-commerce platform is one area which I think I missed out. We have a B2B MSMEmart.com, and in fact, we have come out with an app also for the same. And with that app, we can any of you members are given access to the trade leads, the tender information, and even export inquiries are given there. So it's basically a virtual platform for you to even upload your products, profiles, and everything. So it gives more access to the tender information, which as a registered member of NSIC you can gain access. And one more added information: if you are registered with NSIC, if you become you want to become a member in the GEM portal, there you are waived of that vendor appraisal process. If the unit is registered with NSIC, in the GEM registration, you are waived of the registration process, and you need not pay that extra fees and go through again the process of vendor appraisal, and such kinds of nuances are also avoided if you are registered with NSIC. So that is an added vintage which I think MSMEs should take a big benefit out of. And and machine selling is one area I think you really can look at. Thank you so much.
Thank you.